In this Content Goblin review, I want to share with you this new Pinterest tool I've been using for about a month. I'm also going to show you the results that I've been getting. So if you're someone that wants to get more traffic in your business and Pinterest is one of these avenues, then make sure you stick around to the end of this video. Now, just before we get into it, if you do want to help support the channel, I've also left my link to Content Goblin in the description. So go ahead, click on that and give it a test for yourself. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, what is Content Goblin? Now, this is the website right here. It's got a cool little image of a goblin, but basically it's an AI content generator. And what does an AI content generator for Pinterest actually do? Well, it creates the pins to post onto Pinterest, and then it also creates the articles which you link to on your website. So it's basically taking the guesswork out of creating the pins, plus it's also taking the guesswork out of creating the articles, thus creating basically a traffic driver. All you need to do is go ahead and post it. Now, why am I talking about Pinterest? I've never talked about Pinterest before. Well, Pinterest still has 578 million monthly active users. I feel a lot of people are actually neglecting it. And the cool thing with Pinterest is people go to Pinterest with a strong purchase intent. So if you can present something that people click on, they're happy with what they see, they're most likely going to purchase. It's much higher than other places like Instagram or TikTok or things like that. So it's still a gold mine, which I feel not many people are taking advantage of. Now, just before we get into it, you're probably wondering, does Content Goblin actually work? I've actually been using this for 1 month. I'm going to keep this account private, what it's called, but you can see here on the 15th of August, I did my first pin. We are now September the 11th. There's still a few days of data missing, but within less than a month, I've been able to get 23,000 impressions, 1,000 engagements, 58 outbound clicks, 415 saves, 20K audience size, and also 700 engaged audience members. Now, just for a bit of reference, I have also got a funnel scene channel, which I got my VA to create something like 1,000 or 2,000 pins and actually scheduled them all out. But even that hasn't got this much engagement, and it's been posting for almost a year now. So this stuff actually works. It's not as hard as it sounds as well. So that's basically Content Goblin. So what I'm going to do, first of all, before we log in, is just share with you the pricing so you know exactly what's involved. You can see it's only got 6,000 active members so far, so it's still very young. But these are the types of pins that it can create, and we'll create some pins in just a second. But basically, down here we've got 3 different plans. We have got the Ghoul, which is $39 a month, Ghost and Goblin. The difference is, of course, is the allowances. So you can have 2,900 credits per month at good, 223 images at best, and you can also post directly to your WordPress editor. So that's basically all you need to know. Now, 2,900 credits per month, that could sort of allow to, I think, to create one article, just text is only 1 credit. And then if you want to use the lowest resolution of credits for images, it's 1 per credit. So if you created like a listicle with 10 things, it'll be 11 credits, including the article. Very, 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 very cheap. So this is my dashboard right here. You can see I've already created 83 articles using Content Goblin. I've already created 1,473 images, and I've still got a bunch of credits remaining. I think this is my 2nd month using it, which is pretty cool because the credits roll over as well, so you can also use that. They've got a lot of things in the pipelines, but what it does in the raw form is create an image listicle, and a listicle is basically like, you know, the top 10 or 5 steps or things like that. So it's very easy to create. We've also got recipe generators if you want to create like a food type of brand, and we've also got a recipe roundup. So what I'm going to do first of all is show you the image listicle. You can see there's lots of updates always happening, but let's just say I wanted to create an article on, you know, top 11 jobs for busy mums, right? I could go ahead, get this article, and you can leave it to sort of use AI to create a better title if you want, or you can just use the exact title. Now we have here all of the different options for image credits, and they are always upgrading the baseline. Now, if you use the very baseline, sometimes you're going to get some funny looking images like hands coming out of screens or bits and pieces like that. And the further down you go, obviously, the more accurate the image is going to be. I'll just use the Flux Chanel in this first version just to show you what it looks like. Of course, I want to keep my credits for the actual articles I'm creating. But here we have section type. This is saying how long do you want your paragraphs? Do you want them short or do you want them long? Okay, so I'm going to keep mine long, a little bit more meat into the article. Now, when you come to number of images, all you need to do is match the amount you have in your article topic. So top 11, I want to have 11 images. Then we get to choose what image sizes we want for the article. Me personally, I'd like to have 16:9. I see a lot of people using the 9:16 for images from people coming from Pinterest into these websites. So I'm still testing this out. I haven't found a clear winner just yet, but you can see 11 credits going to create 11 images, and then maybe it doesn't even take into a credit for the article. But anyway, that's basically it. So what we can do now is click on generate, and this is going to create an article with images inside of it, right? It's pretty crazy. So I'll just let that load for a second. All right, so that took about 20 seconds to complete, and you can see we've got top 11 jobs for busy mums, and we've got graphic design projects. We've also got a nice little blurb. We can also recreate the images if we're not happy. As you can see, this image is pretty good. The only thing that looks a little bit funny is the hand. It looks like it's just holding a bit too big of a pen, but honestly, people glancing at this probably wouldn't care. So that one's okay. This one's pretty good as well. It's got random brands and stuff in there, but there's some really good information in here, right? So this looks fine. That looks fine as well. That one looks a little bit weird as these words aren't accurate. We've also got, that one looks good, that one looks okay. See, this one's got like a random scream coming out of nowhere. And this is when the cheaper options in terms of image generation is slightly not there, but you get the idea of it, right? Everything looks pretty good here. I have no idea what's going on here, so that's a bad one. You can just quickly regenerate the image. So maybe a good idea, as you can see here, is get it on the baseline, and then the images that are bad you can regenerate, or of course you can just regenerate with your own prompt in bits and pieces. But this is amazing, right? We've got the first one done. So you can either now go and download these images, so you've got them on your own. You can also copy the entire article, so you can paste it in whichever platform you're posting articles. Could be like Medium, could be your own website, could be whatever it is that you're actually posting on. And if you are using WordPress, inside accounts and under integrations, and I'll just quickly show you, I'll probably have to blank out exactly what my websites are, but you can add a WordPress website, you can add in all the information for your WordPress website, and it will actually create a draft just with a single click. So what I'm going to do is show you how it works. Just create draft. Once again, these will be blanked out. Go ahead, choose the website you want, and it's going to go ahead and actually log into that website and draft all the information. So it's as a draft, it's basically ready to post, and you're good to go. So you're probably wondering, how do you actually monetize when you create articles like this? And it's honestly really easy. There's a few different options. So first of all, you've probably seen websites from Pinterest where you go to and people are running things like ads. There are quite a few good ad companies you can actually subscribe to once you have over 1,000 or 10,000 monthly views, which is really easy. Or you could even put in your own links, which I've been testing out as well. So for example, this one here, top 11 busy jobs for mums, what I would do is maybe underneath this paragraph right here, I would find something which busy mums really love. It could be like a cheap course. It could be like maybe some sort of online program. It could be like an affiliate offer I want to be a part of. And I would just go ahead and just say inside here, just before this heading, like if you're a busy mum and you're looking for something quick and easy to start making some money online or whatever it might be, then I could put the link inside there. So as soon as people come onto that article, that's kind of the first thing they'll see. They can decide if they want to purchase it or not after there. So it's really cool. And you would just go ahead and put a couple of things inside of there. If you want to be a super ninja, you can also link to different articles inside of your website. But that's basically the website side of it, right? So very quick and easy to do. Now, if we come to the pin generator, right, this is also a very cool tool. So inside here, we'll do the same exact thing again. We've added new models. They've got IDEO 2 inside of here as well, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do is quickly come through here, and I'm going to use Ideogram V2 because it's a very good service that they have inside of it. So pin text, this is going to be basically what your board is about, your pin's about. So a top 11 jobs for busy mums, right? Include text on image for sure. Additional image prompt. Now what I could do here, you don't have to add this as well, but I could just say a mum with kids in the background while looking at a laptop with a happy face during sunset. I don't know, something random like that. Domain, you can also put this inside of here. So I'll just put philwilson.co. Obviously, that's not what it wants to be, but you can see on the pins, people usually put in a watermark of their domain. This is basically going to do that. We've also got a negative prompt if you don't want something added inside of here. And down below, we've got all of these different styles of pins that you can actually choose from. Now, I've heard, I haven't verified, but I've heard from other creators that the people who created this software are massive Pinterest people, and they've basically taken their best designs and put them inside of here, you know, with its own twist of AI, and that's why we have all these templates. So first of all, we've got auto. This is going to decide what you want. If you've got a specific one that you like, so this type of recipe one or text at the top, and it's basically where the text is and what kind of font there is, right? So I kind of like, which one do I like? I'm just going to go auto, see what happens. And you can decide how many pins you want. Now, as you probably know on Pinterest, it's all about having different pins posted many times. So for example, this article that I've created, it probably could be posted like 1,000 times over the next year. And so you want a bit of variation with your pins. So you can go all the way up to 20 pins. And that way that pin can be posted 50 times. So it could be like one per week over the next year sort of thing. But I'm just going to stick with one so I don't burn all my credits. And I'm going to go ahead and click on generate and show you the result. So I'll just pause the video real quick. All right, so that only took about 10 seconds, which is really cool. But this is the pin right here. As said, there's kids in the background, mum looking at a laptop with a big smile at sunset, and it's got my watermark down the bottom, right? So it's done exactly everything I wanted. I don't know if I would use this one. I would try it, but you can see the text is quite small. I'd probably choose a bigger type of text, but regardless, it said exactly what I wanted it to. So there it would be. I could go ahead and download this pin. I could go to Pinterest, go ahead and post the pin. Here's my article, which is completed. You can see it's got all of the text. It's got all of the imagery inside of here as well. So honestly, it's one of these tools that if you really double down on it, right, you get into it, you create a lot of pins, you create a lot of articles, and you start testing. Within a month, you're going to have a massive amount of data of what's actually working. And then of course, you'll double down on more of what's worked so you can start getting traffic. Now I'm starting to see people getting literally like 10 to 20,000 clicks per month from Pinterest. And this is why I'm taking a massive sort of stab at it. I want to start getting crazy amounts of traffic on Pinterest because you can automate the entire thing. You can also delegate to a VA. So things like this are just easy ways of getting traffic. So if you're stuck with traffic, if you want to get more into your business, I highly recommend checking out Content Goblin. Once again, I'll leave the link down in the descriptions. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.